Alright. Alright, guys. This is video number 1, July 1st. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about today was the idea that you have two choices in life when you're faced with injustice, or maybe just in general. The one choice is to try to make things better, and the other choice is to try to make things worse. So, I saw this post by Facebook about some policy they were changing today, and they talked about I think it was trying to crack down on fake news or trying to stop clickbait. My personal opinion of that is that it's dumb. I think people should be able to see whatever they want on their newsfeed. But that's kind of beside the point. The top comment on that post was saying, "Oh, why aren't we?" It was saying something like, "I see you cracking down a bunch on the conservative fake news, but not so much on the liberal fake news. Don't see you cracking down on real fake news." Trying to say something like that, and he's saying you should try to crack down more on the liberal side of things. And to me, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, my personal philosophy is that people should be able to freely exchange ideas, and if those ideas are wrong, then they should be able to be questioned by others and then discarded when enough people see that they're ridiculous. And I mean, you'll always have people who believe in like outlandish ideas, like there's still the flat earth thing going around, but people should not be stopped, I don't think, from sharing stuff about the flat earth. If you silence information, the only thing you're saying is that you're not intellectually strong enough to handle it, and that maybe you should be looking at that information. So I mean, I think when people... Okay, so that's beside the point, though. This guy was saying you should crack down more on the other side instead of trying to make things more fair for everyone. And so, here's another... I don't know, I see this a lot. People want the world to be fair, and that makes sense. And then they think that to make the world fair, they have to make things worse for other people when life is worse for them. And looking at it economically, that's a net loss for everybody. Instead of, why don't I try to make the world a better place for me and do what I can to do that, instead of trying to make it worse for everybody else? I just don't see where... Obviously, I don't see where that would help anybody, because it doesn't. It doesn't help people to make things worse. It might be more fair. I mean, you might be right. And, like, life is unfair. That's true. Things are bad. You've been treated unfairly. So have I. Everybody's been treated unfairly in some way. Everybody's oppressed. And then the question is what you're going to do about that. And you can either just try to make things worse for everybody. That's an option. That's something people do. When you look at the true incentives of the Columbine shooters and all these other mass shootings that have occurred, that was their main philosophy. Life is bad. Nobody deserves to live. I'm going to make things worse. Or you can take the heroic approach, and this is the truly heroic approach according to the stories and the archetypes of a hero, is to take the suffering and bear it, and then try to make something better out of it. Try to make life better for others, and sacrifice your own prideful will, and then push for a better world instead of making it worse. Why would you make it worse? What is that really going to help you? No, it's not going to help you. It'll just make you feel a little better because things are more fair. But in the long run, to help everybody, well, I mean, maybe some people don't want to help everybody, and that's understandable. People are self-motivated. But helping everybody does help you. And in the long run, making the world worse just because it treats you bad, it doesn't get anybody anywhere. It just plunges everything further into darkness. So you can either be helping the human race, or you can be trying to tear down the human race. And in my opinion, you're only doing one of those two things. And if you are not helping the human race, then I think that you're actively tearing it down. I think that every action could be considered one of those two things. And people act maliciously. I have acted maliciously for sure. And it's the easy thing to do, but it's not the noble thing to do. So, there you go. I think that about sums it up as far as my thoughts for today. A lot of that is based on stuff I've read from Jordan Peterson. So, if you agree with that philosophy, you might want to check out Jordan B. Peterson, professor of psychology. If you like this video, if you got any feedback, think my face looks funny, wonder why my nose is red, you can leave a comment. I won't answer. So, no, just kidding. I'll try to reply to the comments, and share it if you feel like sharing it. If you think anybody else would like to hear this. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kelton Out Loud. And that's about it. See you tomorrow.